Welcome to the Hmong Peeps Show, the one and only show that brings you ordinary people sharing extraordinary insight. Well, maybe. Here is your host, Chu Effin Lee.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chu. This is episode number 8. I think it's number 10. I'm already losing track of how many episodes I'm doing, so that's not good. Anyway, today is January 12th, 2015. It's a Monday. Hope you guys had a good weekend. My weekend went by very fast, as usual. Didn't do much but just stay around the house and just try to have a weekend. I don't know about you guys, but I hate it when I have weekends where I have to go to like family gatherings. I mean, I love my family, my extended family and everybody, but you know, going to like a waneng or a wedding or just any other type of family gathering, to me, it could be very draining and exhausting, and I feel like my weekend got robbed. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but I do. Well, today I'm going to talk about spirit guides. Yesterday I had an interesting conversation with a friend of mine. She was asking a lot of questions about spirit guides and how you stay connected with them and how you show them that you appreciate them so you can get more gifts. And I already made I did a show about being grateful, appreciative, and know that you're blessed. And then I also did one not too long ago about just being appreciative of the gifts you currently have and what you have in life. Today it's going to be more about how to connect with your guides by appreciating them. How do you appreciate your guides? Your guides can read your thoughts and your intentions. And when you have things that's going on in your life where you just feel unappreciated, it's easy to start to think negative, and you lose the whole concept of being appreciative. Just like that. And it's a normal reaction that we all have when things don't go our way. But and that applies to showing your guides that you appreciate them as well. Because, me and her, we talked about the gift of being an empath, where you don't see or hear, but you feel things. And how you can grow from that and make that gift more intense or more accurate is you acknowledge that you have the empath gift, first of all, and then you can also show them that you really appreciate it by thanking them, to say, thank you for allowing me to feel this, because you're meant to feel it for that moment, and it's up to you on what you want to do with that information. But then again, how you make that situation null or void is after you get a strong sensation, feeling of somebody's emotions or a spirit or energy, and then you start to say, maybe that was in my head, maybe I didn't feel that. See, that right there, that kind of attitude and that reaction is what's going to project out there, and your guide's going to pick it up, and they're going to say, well, I'm not sure why so-and-so is second-guessing their gift. They were right, but they second-guessed it, so then it might come off as you're not being appreciative of what they're trying to help you grow with, as far as like spiritual gifts. So try very hard, and this is easier said than done. I mean, I'm guilty of that too. I used to second-guess myself all the time when something would happen, and I would feel some type of spirit energy or information, and the next thing after I reveal the information, I start to think first and then say it out loud, or even say it in my head to say, that was a lucky guess, or that was just a guess. Or it could be, no, that was all in my head, it wasn't real. And again, that type of attitude and reaction shows and demonstrates to your guides and your source that you are not appreciative of the gifts you currently have. So try very hard when you guys get some information from your guides or your source. Try very hard not to second guess it. I think that's one of the most common barriers, let's call it that, common barriers that people go through in their spiritual journey, that just keeps them stuck, and they can't grow because they second guess themselves all the time. Okay, there's another thing that we talked about. We talked about spirit guides, as far as what do they look like, how many do you get, and can the spirit guides like go in and out of your life. Okay, so how many spirit guides do you have? It varies from one person to the next. Some people might have a full army of spirit guides, some people might have just one, and some people might have a few. Okay, I think a lot of you guys that I've spoken with, I've shared that I have two of them. Okay, now the first one was an older lady, and then a gentleman came into the picture, I think months after she revealed herself to me. So they don't necessarily come in all at the same time. There might be one at first, and then maybe 2 or 3 might join in later, or they might join in gradually. So it's not where for everybody 5 comes at one time. Okay, it doesn't work that way all the time. Okay, now how do they look like? When you talk about spirit guides, most of them are they look like they have a human form to them. Some will reveal themselves to you very clearly, such as you can tell obviously the gender, even the ethnic of the person or the guide, the height, the weight, whatever. But then there are those I call them ancient and wise guides that might come to you as an ancient person. But then there are some people who have animal guides. I don't have any animal guides, but there are people out there who have guides such as dragons, horses, possibly unicorns, butterflies, whatever. So it varies from person to person. It never works out this way where one shoe size fits all. Yeah, some of you have heard me say that before. So when you meet a spiritually gifted person, remember that we all go through a process. It's a process for everybody with the same goal, but within that process, it's not the same for everybody. Keep that in mind, okay? Some spirit guides can be white, black, Asian, whatever. Like I said earlier, they come in many forms. And then some spirit guides, depending on how you are at your stage of development, they may show themselves to you in a way that they know won't scare you, which is a good thing, right? Because what if you're not ready to see them? And it could be something simple like they come in a human form. I mean, just imagine this. One day, what if they decide to reveal themselves to you, and you walk into your living room and somebody's standing there, and it's just a regular person. Maybe let's say it's a black spirit guide, a black person, and then I don't know what reaction you would have depending on your experiences with black people, but if it's a good experience and you are aware that you're in a stage where you're going to meet your spirit guide, then I don't think it's going to be a big issue. But imagine if you grew up in a very rough neighborhood where black people are the majority in that neighborhood and there's violent crimes. And I'm saying this, and please don't try to tell me that I'm being racist. The black people just happen to come up in my head. But anyway, so imagine that you had a bad experience with black folks, right? And you had a black person as a spirit guide, and then you come home and you open your door, you walk into the living room, and there's your spirit guide standing there, and it's a black spirit guide. What if that just spooks you? I don't know. So they know how to present themselves in a way where it doesn't scare you. And usually how they do it is they do it step by step. So it often starts off with that feeling, like you're not alone, but then at the same time you're not scared. You know that something's there, but you just can't see it, but you feel peace and you don't mind that feeling. And then sometimes they'll just start making noises around you. Can you demonstrate something to me that says you're here? It could be a very faint knock. It could be a noise, and I know a lot of skeptics will say, then that's just bullshit, because what if, like, coincidentally when I ask that question and some kind of furniture or items around the house falls and makes that noise? Well, it might not be a coincidence. It might be that your guide is trying to say, here I am. But that's up to you, okay? That's up to you to accept that, because I know that spirit guides are very careful about how they reveal themselves to you, because they don't want you to get scared. Because if you get scared, what does that do to your confidence in what you're supposed to be doing, right? Keep that in mind, okay? When you ask to see your spirit guide, they may appear in a way that you don't expect, okay? Because if you expect seeing a particular figure and that doesn't happen, that might do something to your confidence. So they are very well aware of your fears and to approach you so that you don't get so freaked out. Another thing we talked about was the secret, the law of attraction. This doesn't really have to do with spirit guides anymore, but I don't know if you guys are believers of the law of attraction or the secret, but I am, and I'm a believer because I've seen it happen in my life. I mean, doing this whole podcast, video, starting from audio to video, and then getting all this equipment that I have to do this, all this was through the law of attraction. What I don't like about the law of attraction and the secret is they focus so much on how to get things, things, and you ask for it and it'll be given to you. But I think they're missing a lot of important things where, for example, if you ask for something, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get it today or the moment. Let's say you do it, you ask by closing your eyes, and after you ask for it, you open your eyes and boom, it's right there in front of you. It doesn't work that way. It takes time. Some things you want in life takes time, and I'm a firm believer in it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. But the moment you project that desire, that thought, the wants in your life, or the need, that thought, that energy gets activated by the universe, and so the universe starts working on it to bring it to you at the time that you're supposed to have it. So I truly believe in that, because again, it's happened in my life. The only thing that hasn't happened that might sound silly is I haven't hit the Powerball yet, and I'm projecting that almost every day. So we'll see if it does happen and you see me on the news one day and choose a millionaire, overnight millionaire, then you can say, damn, that guy, he was using that one thing, and that one thing is the law of attraction. But anyway, when you're using the law of attraction, just keep in mind that and if you read up on it, remember they don't spend enough time as far as like trying to help you understand how it really works, and that sometimes you won't get it right away. And just because you don't get it right away does not necessarily mean it doesn't work. It works for me, from my experience, and I'm sure it'll work for you too if you know how to use it properly. And I think one day, if you guys want to, and you guys can let me know by putting a comment on the video, below the video, let me know if you guys want me to do a session on how to use the law of attraction, because as much as I receive through the law of attraction, I would like to see all of you receive as well. So let me know, okay? So that was the law of attraction. Going back to spirit guides. We also talked about how do they come in and do they stay with you forever. Again, this is different for everybody. Some spirit guides stay with a person for a very long time, some stay with them for forever, and some come in just for a certain mission or a certain purpose and then they leave, and then if it's necessary, then you'll get replacement. But it's not often that spirit guides just come in and leave. They usually stay there for a very long time until you've reached a certain point in your life, whether it be spiritual, personal, then they may step aside, and then you will either get a new one or you'll just have the remaining one. But I believe that we all have spirit guides at all times, okay? Whether a spirit guide is there forever or for a long period of time, or they just come and go, we will always have somebody there to help guide us. And during that conversation, we talked about how when I'm talking to you guys like this, or even in my reading, fascinating that sometimes I feel like I'm not even talking, like my spirit guides are talking through me when I'm listening to myself talk too, because I can do that, and I'm like, man, this makes sense. You know what I'm saying to them, I can relate to it, but really I don't feel like I'm saying it. I feel like I'm a channel and I'm just a tool and they speak through me. And for those of you who have been on this journey for a long time and you've had many years of experience, you will probably be able to understand what I'm talking about. And for those of you who are just on your journey and you're still trying to tap into your guides and you feel like there's a connection, but you're almost at that hump, over that final hump, think back about some of the readings you may have done for people, and you might be able to think back and say, when I said something to someone, I don't feel like it was me talking. It may have been my voice, but I was not. That information just came to me and it's just flowing through me, and it's a cool feeling when that happens. Okay, and again, when it comes out, don't second guess it, just say it. And as you do this, connecting it back to appreciating and showing them that you acknowledge the gift you have, as you just say it and you just communicate that information to people without second guessing it, and that will be a sign to the guides that this person is trusting the information we give them. For me, I've done this for so long, I feel like the information just flows through me freely without them assisting me, them as in my guide. And when I have questions or situations where I feel stuck, then that's when my guides, they step in and they help me out. But other than those situations, they usually just kind of stand back and watch me and let me do my thing, and I appreciate that.